What's up? Welcome to the second flight log here. Just a little update because it's about the end of the season now. There's only a few months left, if that, maybe a little bit less. But yeah, definitely failed at my goal this year, which was to get on the track, to at least get on the track this year, right? But I got a lot closer to my goal than I was last year. So I did make progress. I've gotten closer to getting to the track. I just don't think I'll be able to make it this year. Mainly because of three major reasons. So one, rear tire is absolutely shot. I've had a puncture and I just picked up a really nasty dig as well today from the rock. So there's a chip about like an 1/8 inch deep into the tread, which, you know, like, I think that's pretty bad. But I put some cement over it, but the rear tire is just it's not going to be ready for track abuse. So I just don't, that's one reason. Another reason is my stator. When I went down a couple months ago, I fried the stator, so I had to replace that, and that took weeks to repair and to get all squared away. And I still have to open it back up and fully reroute the wire into the bracket correctly because I just zip tied it because I couldn't get the bracket out. So there's that. And then also my gear. So I have my pants tailored, right? And this is the inside of them now. So now I can actually like move my legs, open them, but no surface tension. This is not safe to ride with. I'm not gonna trust those pants with a crash, you know, on the track. So those are some big things that have kind of kept me off the track this year. But I've still been trying to get seat time in whenever possible. I go to the parking lot that's near my place and I just practice there, doing low speed stuff, but it's just not the same. But you know, it is still good practice. It's just, I'm not a low speed guy. I like to run in the higher RPM. So yeah, it's just been rough getting there, but I'm getting there eventually. I'll get there eventually, you know. I definitely feel like I'd at least ask the question of why am I doing this? Why am I not stopping? Why am I still gearing my life towards these goals that I have? And it's because I care about it. It's, you know, everybody has their place in life. So what do you do when there's someone that their place in life is doing racing or boxing or art, you know? Like, what do you do with those people? And society, thank goodness, has racing, has mediums of art that you can do, and you know, combat sports exist, you know, but to make a career out of those things, you really have to be something. You have to be something special. So I've done the best I can to make myself special, right? But I mean, everybody is, you know. Being special, this is something that I say to myself is, nobody is special, but everybody is unique. And what I mean by that is, I'm not better than this person. This person is not better than me. There's nobody that's above anybody. There is no one that's special, you know, in any major sense. It's just everybody's unique. Everybody has an equal amount of uniqueness to them that can bring them, you know, special qualities, I guess you could say. Like, I like a lot of different things very passionately. So that's something that makes me unique if I act on that. If I go out and try and race, if I try and make music, if I become a professional fighter, if I make, you know, digital art and physical art, you know, and do painting and stuff. Like, I just like to do what I enjoy and what I feel I'm good at pretty intensely, I guess you could say. And then someone over here could be really good at writing and really good at videography and really good at you know, documenting stuff. That is what makes them unique and what gives them the special qualities. So there really isn't anybody that's just born to do this or born to do that and that's all they can do. Like, everyone's got a lot of things that make them unique. It's just kind of where you set your sail towards, I guess. And the problem that you hear a lot is you try and do all these different things at the same time, you're going to get nowhere, or you're going to get everywhere you're trying to go. You're going to go at half speed, right? And I've been really living that as proof, like professionally fighting and trying to race as a privateer, as well as trying to work 2 other jobs just to keep food on the table. It's a lot, and there's some days where I really question my existence. I just question, if I have the energy and the strength to do what I'm doing. But I wake up wanting to ride my motorcycle. I wake up wanting to have a good sparring match. I wake up wanting to create something. These are things that just are born into me. These are things that I can't get rid of. So I am tired some days. I sparred this pro that's about to make his debut. And if you know anything about boxing, someone that's about to make a debut versus someone that's just training, 2 different training speeds, right? And I just came off of being off of boxing for 3-4 months because I've been racing and stuff. So I was super out of shape, and he put me through the paces. We went back and forth, and I got home that night and I was like, man, I'm exhausted, but I know that, my soreness is still in the mail. It's shipping, so it's going to be here soon. And yep, it is here, 2 days later, because I was on Thursday and it's Saturday now. So 2 days later, I'm really in pain, very stiff, very sore, but it's just a couple of sparring matches like that, and I'll be back to how I felt beforehand. But it just takes a lot of energy to do what I do, I guess. I used to feel weird about saying that, what I'm doing is tough to do, but it is, I invite anybody to try and race privateer themselves. And this is the entire team, by the way. This is CloudCutter Racing. It's me and this bike and what's going on in here. So there's not any support. It's just under my own steam. And that's how it is for a lot of people. It's not anything special that I'm doing. There's so many privateers that are out there that have sacrificed a lot more than me, I'm sure, and have put so much time in, and I want to be like them. I want to put my time in and make the sacrifices I need to make, and I've kind of given up a lot of my life for this, but it's brought me purpose, it's brought me joy, and I can't look back and regret it because I'm still here and I'm still moving forward, so and with boxing, I've had 2 professional fights. I won the first one with the first round knockout, and then the second one I lost by, I think it was either majority decision or unanimous, I don't know. I didn't fight that well. I got dropped once on my knee and immediately got back up, but it was still a drop, I still got dropped, and I hated that, but I still fought my whole fight. I fought my way through it. I felt like I did what I could, but with that as well, I didn't really have much of a support team as well, and these are team sports. It's not normal that you get very far without a support system going. So it's not necessary. You don't have to have it, and I've gone my whole life without having it, so it's kind of normal to me. But it still is hard, and it still is tough, and I'm only human, so I will not win all the time. I have to accept that, and it sucks because I want to win all the time. That's where the drive comes from. That's why I like racing so much, is because until it's over, you're going. Unless you're off the bike, you can still push. And with boxing, it's like that as well, but it's a little different. It's not. Each sport has their pluses and minuses, but that's where I'm naturally, it's where my brain feels calm, and it's where I feel I can make decisions clearly. It's where I feel like I can see things clearly, and I know what I'm doing, when I get dropped into environments like that. So that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm still trying to do it. And I know there was a previous commenter, a homie of mine, that wanted to hear what the bike sounded like, because I don't think I turned it on. So this is Shiva. She's a 2006 Yamaha R6 with about 45, maybe 48,000 miles on it. I've put maybe 5,000 to 6,000 miles on it already since I've had it. I think. I haven't checked, to be honest. But yeah, this is what she sounds like when she's turned on, and when I replaced the starter motor, so it sounds like she sounds like Banshee when she's cranking up, you know, but that's part of who she is now. But yeah, I'll give you a little bit of an idle and a rev, and then, you know, we'll go from there. But this is her startup. So she's beautiful, you know, she's I like her. She's got the baffle in right now, so she's not like, she doesn't punch, she can scream right now, but when the baffle's out, she sounds like herself and feels like herself on the road as well. But I have the baffle in for low speed stuff and just to keep the neighbors from hating me too much. But yeah, I've had her for about a year, maybe 2. I'm so bad with dates, so I'm sure I'll just put the actual amount of time I've had her here. But yeah, she's probably my favorite bike that I've had. Definitely the bike that I've went in deepest on and I've learned the most about. The only other bike that I've liked this most was my CBR 600RR. Her name is Elsa. But yeah, I had her for about a year as well, and then had to sell her and stuff because I got in trouble with the law a little bit. But changed my ways. You know, I want to put my talents into racing instead of road running now. So yeah, like it's been a tough journey. It's been a long journey, but there's a couple more developments that will happen. My last few investments for the year is I'm going to get some stunt bars to put on her, and I have a new suit coming just so that I can crash and not have my groin be shaved off by the road. You know, I'd like to keep all that stuff because I need it. You know, so I'll be getting some new pants and a new jacket and stuff, and some crash bars so that I can find the limits on the lot without destroying my bike and sending me back another year. Because had I not fallen on that stator, I probably would have gotten on the track at least once this year. But that's what set me back. So, but yeah, I really appreciate the 30 people that have been watching, or however many it was. You know, I got 100 subscribers now on YouTube, which is strange because I did not I just make stuff for me mainly. Like I look back at all my videos and it's just timestamps of my life. It's basically my journal. Because I can look at that video and be like, oh, like I know what was going on at all those times, all the surrounding circumstance. Like it brings me back, you know. So this is another one of those things where it's a transitionary point where, you know, I did all that I could this year. I tried my hardest to get onto the track, but I did not make it this year. And the year isn't over, you know. I could, you know, find a way on there, and I'd really like to, but I take calculated risks. I don't just hop into stuff, and it may seem like I'm into like adrenaline and thrill seeking, but I'm not. I'm into purpose, and I'm into doing things that I enjoy. And sometimes the things that I enjoy scare me a little bit, but it doesn't mean that I want to not do them anymore. You know, I have to do them with my own assessment of the risks and acceptance of the risks. I have to accept I could lose my legs, my arms, I could lose my sight, I could become paralyzed, I could be killed, I could kill someone else, you know, I could crash into somebody else on accident. There is so much that could happen in racing and boxing. To go into that without those factors without being aware of those factors, you're asking to be woken up eventually by something, you know. And I don't want to be shocked or surprised by something. Like I enter things knowing the risks, and that's how I live my life, and that's how I ride bikes, and that's how I box. You know, I don't do things without thinking about it for the most part. So yeah, that's why I'm not really gonna push to get on the track this year, because it's not safe, you know. Like everything gets solved, right? Like I get new pants, I get I wouldn't want to take the stunt bars to the track, but I would get, you know, frame sliders, all that, like make sure the bike's protected. Cool, I get to the track, my rear wheel, right? Like I still got a puncture, I still got that really big chip in it. So there's like, just because one thing gets fixed doesn't mean I can just hop into something else. And that's what I've had to tell myself is, things have to be right before you're able to trust this machine and put your life on the line. And I'm willing to put my life on the line, but I'm not willing to do it recklessly, you know, if that makes sense. So yeah, I also guess this is something that's important. I do have DID, or dissociative identity disorder, or it's more commonly known as split personality disorder. But that's been a major player in my life, and it's only something that I've opened up with within the last few years, because I have not known anybody that's had it until a couple years ago. One of my closest friends, her name's Catherine, she has it as well, you know, so it was really cool to actually meet somebody else with it and feel a little bit more comfortable with opening up about it, because it's not something that's fake, it's not something that doesn't exist. It exists for me every day, and I have to be the one that packages myself in something that's singular and something that makes sense to other people, and it's very difficult for me to do that. So sometimes, so a lot of the things you see on my channel or on my Snap, like, I'm all over the place, and that's why. It's because I have this disorder, among other things. I'm also autistic, you know, I have ADHD and stuff. So there's just a lot of stuff that's going on that I was diagnosed with, but I don't let that stop me. I don't let that say that, oh, I can't do this, right? Like, no, like, I may not be as fast or as smart at learning things, but I can, and I will eventually. It just takes me more time, and it takes me a different process, I guess, than other people to learn things and to get the hang of things and stuff. Like, I have a bunch of reference markers on my bike, you know, I'll show some pictures here and stuff, but this kind of thing really does help me. It's just the way I learn. I'm a very visual learner. I learn by watching, I learn by seeing, so I know for a fact as soon as I get on the track, I will jump and skyrocket in my progress, because I'll just be able to watch someone else and just learn off of that and you know, cross-reference what they do to what I do and how it feels for me versus what it looks like for them. And that is a very easy way that I'm able to learn very complex things. With boxing, like, I just watch people and I was able to go and do it eventually. All I had to learn in boxing was my reflexes and to know what to watch for and what to look for. And now that I know what to look for, I can take advantage of that, and I can succeed in boxing. With racing, I haven't gotten the track yet. I've done a lot of sim racing, so I do know, you know, the concepts and the ideas behind what I'll be seeing and stuff. But there is no replacement for going out there and riding. You know, you can run 100, 10,000 sim hours and ride the bike like you know, you've never ridden it before in your life. You know, and that's just the fact of the matter. You know, you have to get seat time. You have to have your ass in the seat. You have to be feeling those feelings. You have to be, you know, dealing with all of that in real life. You know, sim can only get you so far. You know, so yeah, I feel like I've been going on for a little bit too long, but I really appreciate, you know, if you've been watching or if you've been checking out the journey here and there, and you see this video. I really appreciate you checking it out. And I'll be making some more content here, as well as on my second channel. Spark has its own channel. It's called The Spark Turner Show. But he posts stuff on there as well, music, as well as just some other stuff that I may not want to put on this channel, just because, you know, I feel like this one has a little bit more eyes on it. 3 more eyes as opposed to 1 eye over there, you know, so if that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, like, I got another channel, but, you know, I don't really hold myself to a schedule. I just make things as it happens. I'm a very organic creator, so it was really tough for me to just have a schedule, and I just couldn't do it. You know, I have too many things that I'm involved in to put any of those things on a schedule. Like, I can't fit everything in a day or in a couple. Like, I just have to prioritize what's going on in that day. Because having DID, you know, like, it is really difficult to orient yourself in a direction throughout the day. Like, you're just split into 5 different directions all day, and you're just constantly making concessions here and there. Okay, we'll do this for a little bit. Okay, now we'll do this for a little bit. Okay, we need to lay down for a second. Like, we're really tired. Let's do this for an hour. Okay, now we're over here. We got to study for a couple hours. Well, now we're getting a little burnt out for studying, so let's go and work out. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I know that I need to be doing at all times. And that's something that's difficult. The idea is it's hard to stop. It's hard to just not do anything because there's someone that's needing something done all the time, in there. So it's tough to manage, and it's hard to gauge the power output and to keep my lungs within me. But I'm learning, and it's been a couple years, and I'm finding a good flow of productivity and stuff. So I'm hoping that that'll pay off, and I'm really banking on it paying off. But if not, I'm really willing to disintegrate on the path to my dreams and stuff. And I would much rather be that guy that you pass on the trail and you see him just dead and frozen over and decaying on the side of the road, and you look at him and he was on his way. He just didn't make it. I would much rather be that guy than the person that is somewhere else doing something, typing at a desk, or doing something that I just absolutely hate, and I'm fine. I would much rather die on the mountainside of the challenge I'm trying to climb than to just be content with existence. I'm not content with just being here, with being alive. I need to help something or someone. Neil deGrasse Tyson said, or he quoted somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but he quoted that what he wanted on his tombstone was a quote from somebody else. And I'm gonna butcher it, and I don't know who the fuck said it. Okay, I'm sorry, but he said, or the quote was, "Be ashamed to die until you've scored some victory for humanity," and that's what I want in life. That is my alignment in life. I just don't want to go until I've done something for somebody or done something for a community. Like, I want to show people with split personality and or DID, whichever way you go, because some people prefer one or the other. I don't really. No one ever cares what I think or say when it comes to that. So I've never really cared, but I want to inspire people with personality disorders, autism, ADHD, these things that a lot of people have and feel captive by. I want to show them that there's ways out. It's just make it your way. It's never gonna be something you read out of a book, and maybe it is, but it's an active effort of just trying to break out. It's energy spent. That's what moves things. It's energy spent. It's not gonna just happen. You gotta and that's just me saying it. It's different for everybody, and it's different for me. But I want to show people that if you want to do something and you care about it enough and you work hard enough about it, you have a chance. It's not guaranteed. Nothing in life is, but you have a chance. And do not let anybody tell you that you don't have a chance. Because, caring about it is half the battle. I see people that stop training or don't want to ride or something, or people just get tired of the grind, and I look at them and I'm like, man, it's just part of it. That's part of it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the pain that it brings. When I wake up, I'm like, man, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, but I will feel stronger if I do this regardless. I'll feel stronger if I go and spar regardless of how I feel. I'll feel stronger if I ride even though I'm a little bit sore and even though I'm a little bit tired. These are things that in life give you victory and make you feel like you're something, And you're not and I'm not out here conquering the world. I'm just conquering myself and conquering the inner natural, or the natural self of me, Because natural self of me is like, I'd rather just lay in bed all day and have everything that I ever want in life come to me, right? Like that's what I feel like that's what everyone would want, and that's the natural self that you're always trying to fight. And every day that you don't do that and you get up and you do something, that is a victory. And however small it is, you should count it as that. So I'm going to talk forever if I just don't stop myself, so I'm going to stop. But I really appreciate anyone that's been watching and stuff. And honestly, like, if you want to stay in the know of what's going on with me, subscribe. I'll link my Instagrams below so you can check out Grims and Sparks and the other alters Instagrams and stuff if you want to check out that. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't really know what else. I'll say something else. You know what the worst thing about having the idea is? Dissociative identity disorder? When someone asks you your name. That's tough. Like, that's something that I wish I could convey to people. Like, how different life is, I guess, for me is, like, there's so many things that are so normal to other people that are just absolutely alien to me. Like, when someone walks up to me and asks me what my name is, it really is a difficult question. Because half the time, like, I'm an amalgamation of my alters. Like, there's not any one person that's fronting if I'm not in an active conversation or back and forth with somebody. I am just, kind of on autopilot. Like, my mind is thinking of a lot of stuff, but my body knows what it's supposed to be doing in that moment or in that context, right? So, like, when someone asks me my name, it's like all my alters are running around at the door, like, trying to figure out who's going to answer, and every time it's got to be Castle, it's like, oh, Castle's my name, right? Because that's just that's my main core. That's my main alternate. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know all the phraseology of it, but that's my core is what I refer to him as, and sometimes it's not there. Sometimes it's not at the door. So it's tough. Because I have a lot of different areas that I'm in, and in this place, at the boxing gym. People know me as Noir, because my name is Castle Noir. It's hyphenated. But at my other work, people knew me as Castle, and then my close and people that are close to me, they call me Cass, which is short for Castle, But then there's just so many, and then some people know me as Spark, There's just a lot of different areas in life that most people, they just carry that one identity, but it's just not the case when you have the ID, and have a personality disorder. Things are not that cut and dry. So, yeah, that's about it. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. I don't know. That was kind of random, but it's just a little tidbit, a little nugget of information, I guess. So I do want to eventually be able to teach people about at least my experiences, so that I can maybe help other people understand it a little bit more. But yeah. That's it. That's it. It's been a great year. A lot of stuff that I've felt I've improved on, but there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of improvements to make. So I'll be looking forward to making those next year, and I really appreciate it. And if you do want to support, what I'm doing or want to help in any way, I do have a GoFundMe. There's like $35 or something. It's been up for almost a year, but it's just if anyone wants to help me with my racing team and my racing career and stuff. 'Cause it costs a lot of money, that's why I couldn't go on the track, is because I just didn't have the money to pay for the repairs, pay for the track, pay for the gas, and also I didn't have my license at that point, so I couldn't really even travel there without a trailer and without getting a ride, which I want to be myself. I want to be independent. I don't like asking people for things. So most of the time, if I can't get there and someone's not offering to take me and at my place, I'm just not gonna, I want to make it there on my own steam. So yeah, that's about it. I keep trying to stop, So I appreciate it. Leave a like if you like. Leave a comment if you want. If you have any questions about the ID or about anything, and I'll answer. I always check the comments and stuff and keep up with that. So yeah, I appreciate the views and stuff, and drink some water, stay safe if you ride. It's definitely been a dangerous season for people on 2 wheels and stuff. And just in general, there's been a lot more accidents on the road. So just be aware of your surroundings. Do not go fast when you don't need to, because really it's hardly ever the time you need to. Just leave the racing and the thrill seeking for open roads. You know, I don't even endorse speeding in open roads, but if you're gonna be a jackass, you're gonna go out there and be a squid, do it, you know, without anyone else around you. You know, it's just safer that way, and you don't want to have your mangled body on someone else's car and they're just fine and they just have to see you. You know, like, you don't want that, and you don't want to be the mangled body. You know, you don't want, like, you want to be safe. You don't want to get hurt. You know, so be safe. You know, ride smart. Ride like you're a professional, because it's that serious. You know, you could lose your life just going to work or on the track. It doesn't matter where you're at. Every time you get in a car or on a bike, it's dangerous. So just be aware of that and never lose that respect. But yeah, that's about it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.